poppin'? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. How are y'all doing today? Yes, I know I've been gone a little bit. Last week I went to Las Vegas with my family and I went on vacation. Sorry for not warning you guys and letting you guys know I was doing it. But I'm sorry, okay? I'm back now. And today, before I start replying to all the comments, I would like to talk to you guys about the words Jehovah Witnesses use, okay? Something that I've noticed after leaving the organization is basically the Jehovah Witnesses are really, really heavy into using words that the definition you know mentally, but it's not actually what it means. You know what I mean? Like, for example, they call themselves and what they have and what they use the truth. You know what I mean? Now, all of us XJWs know it's not the truth. It's nothing close to the truth. But when you speak, even as an XJW, I notice a lot of XJWs do this. They still say stuff like, when you leave the truth, when you leave, when you're in the truth. You know what I mean? It gives a mental type of, I don't know the exact word to use, but it makes people think that they're like involved in the truth mentally, even though they know better. You know what I mean? Like, they use words like that. And I personally want to stop using those words. And I want to use words that better explain the thing that they're saying. So instead of saying the truth, like you're in the truth or you're part of the truth, I'd rather you say like, I'm part of the organization of lies, because that makes more sense. It's the better definition. Or when they say stuff like love, right? I'd say it's probably, instead of saying love, I'd say conditional friendship, conditional over the top friendship. Because while you're in the organization, you're definitely, you treat the other people inside the organization super good. Oh, you need my help? I got you. I'm never going to let nobody down. I'm going to be there for Jehovah's people, right? Until they mess up. And then you know how that goes. So, yeah, instead of saying love inside the JW organization, it's conditional friendship. A really good conditional friendship, but it's still a very, very conditional friendship. And then you have stuff like, your baptism, right? Your dedication to God. Okay, first off, you're not dedicating yourself to nothing but the governing body. And they take that dedication very seriously. And even though, you're supposed to be following Jesus' example and stuff like that, there's no example there to be followed, especially that of Jesus. You know what I mean? Because Jesus, although he could have got baptized when he was 10, 11, 12, he could have did that. He waited until he was 30-something to get baptized, which personally, although I don't believe in none of that stuff, that's the perfect age to get baptized in, Now, that's my dog. For some reason, she's crying. Shakur, come here, pup. I don't know why she's crying, but she's over there crying at the window. But yes, they use a lot of words that are completely wrong. Love, what? They don't have no love. The truth. What else? Y'all got any words? What other words do they use to describe something that's totally the opposite of what it means? You know what I mean? Because they do it all the time. They do it all the time. And I just notice myself saying it as I go forward. You know what I mean? Because one of the things is with their rhetoric is always to make the organization seem good, Like when they say you dedicate yourself to Jehovah, and I say you dedicate yourself to the governing body, there's reason behind that. Because if you mess up, right, let's say you do something that the Bible says to do. For example, the Bible says, don't shave your beard. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, don't shave your beard, right? If you don't shave your beard and you go to the elders and you're like, I want to become an elder, I want to become a ministerial servant, I want to give a part or anything like that, they're going to say, brother, you got a beard, brother. I'm sorry, you can't be involved at all. That's a straight up man-made rule right there. You know what I mean? And then I see June with the new light. Yes, the new light. Just think about that for a second. Light usually is done to illuminate something, right? That's what light is for. It's so that when you're in the dark, you use the light to see what's going on in the dark. It's the exact opposite when dealing with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Their new light is to keep you in the dark. Because whenever there's something that can lead you to a path to where you can see what's really going on, you could really see the light of the situation they're in, you could wake up to the morning light that the morning brings, they give you some new darkness. They call it new light, but it's brand new darkness to keep you asleep and keep you unawoke. Ask any XJW. When you become an XJW, you feel like you've awakened. You don't feel like you've gone to sleep. You feel like there's information that's now given to you that you wouldn't have had otherwise. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I mean. June Trigger, appreciate that. Yes, new light. That's definitely a term. A spiritual paradise. Do better finance. Okay, spiritual paradise. Or the new system, as a lot of people would call it, right? Let's think about that. For example, you know what I mean? Do you really want to be in the Jehovah's Witness version of the new system? I mean, really? Of course, okay, there would be no need for preaching, but oh my God, it would suck. There'd probably be no cars, no airplanes. You'd have to walk everywhere. And come on, man. I would want a pet lion, but not one that eats grass. I want my pet lion to eat people still. No, but the control and the overbearingness that the current Jehovah's Witness organization has, there's no way I would want to go to a system where the Jehovah's Witnesses control everything. I'm sorry, I'm straight. I don't want anything to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, not even in the slightest. But anyway, I see I got about 20 people on. Let me look at these comments. How y'all doing today? June Traeger, appreciate the new light. I saw it in the section, so I had to speak on it because that was definitely something that used to get under my skin. Oh, and worldly. Who said that? This is Effin River Jr. Yes, worldly. The worldly. Think about that for a second. You know, just think about that. The world, like most of the people on the planet, are wrong. According to Jehovah's Witnesses, 99.9% of everybody on the planet is wicked and worthy of destruction. Just think about that for a second. A God who created everybody and everything and who loves everybody and everything thinks that 99.9% of the things he created, well, as far as people, need to be destroyed. Just think about that. Does that make sense logically? Does it? Like, even a little bit? Because if it does to you, let me know. I don't think so personally, but a lot of people think that 99.9% of the people on earth is worthy of destruction. They should be destroyed. What? Really? I mean, I know some bad lawyers, maybe some bad car dealership people, but not 99% of the world. I know a ton of people who are quote unquote worldly who are actually very good people. And that's another word that they use to try to demonize people. Oh, and demonize, that word himself. Everything that's fun or could be or anything dealing with spirituality, oh, it's demonized. Oh my God. That's I'm telling you, the words that the Jehovah's Witnesses use are meant to keep people like distracted and basically keep people in a position to where they're not mentally open to new information that could wake them up. Everything is done to keep people asleep. Anything that could wake you up, the governing body goes above and beyond to make sure you never get that information. That's why the one unforgivable sin is to talk negatively about the organization, because it wakes people up. When people are brought information that's like, wow, this is pretty accurate, and God, it makes a lot of sense. People have a tendency to look further into information like that. So it could wake people up. They don't have time for that. They're not trying to hear all of that. You know what I mean? So that's a major priority, to keep people asleep in our organization. That's why that's done. But anyway, back to the comments. Wow, it's a lot of comments, and I am not anywhere near reading them all. So, okay, let's go. Churchman195. Hey, Jay, turn tuning in from London. How about marked? Oh, the marked people. I guess I'm marked. I'm marked as one of those evil wrongdoers. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty evil, I guess. Especially in terms of what I think about the Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah. Miss AH, mentally diseased. Exactly. Like people who are mentally diseased, there's something wrong with them, They don't praise Jehovah. That means there's something wrong with them mentally. Really? So they don't have any logical reason not to praise Jehovah. There's nothing logically. You're telling me that logically there is no reason somebody shouldn't obey Jehovah. Nothing. So I can't present anybody with a logical reason as to not praise Jehovah. So when he talks about destroying babies, logically, I'm not okay with that. It doesn't make sense. Babies are in a position to whereas not only can they speak or fight for themselves, they do not have the knowledge to even know that they're on the wrong path. So why would you destroy them? That's not a logical argument. To me personally, it is. But I don't know. I have a diseased mind because I don't believe in Jehovah. You know what I mean? But so yeah, Miss AH, perfect word. Jay, you really have Jay. Collins Polk Jr. Jay, you have really dissected them, haven't you? Dissected them. I'm trying to break down everything that they say and really talk about it. Bad association, angry ox. So, what is bad association? Oh, bad association spoil useful habits. Why is that scripture so famous amongst the Jehovah's Witnesses? Because bad association is basically any and everybody who can take you away from giving the organization donations. That's what bad association is. Any and everything can be bad association. You know what I'm saying? Especially now. If your dog gets sick and you're spending time away from the meetings to make sure your dog is feeling better and stuff like that, your dog is bad association. Or let's say you're reading some old like JW articles or something like that, because a lot of their literatures back in the day were saying stuff like, oh, you shouldn't even finish high school because the world is going to end pretty soon. That was 60 years ago that they were saying stuff like that in print. So if you read that now, that's bad association. You shouldn't be reading old JW articles. Now it's apostate material. It's no longer Jehovah's Witness-based material. It's apostate material. Why am I holding bread? Because I'm hungry and I haven't had a chance to eat breakfast. So I'm eating bread right now because I'm poor. This bread is actually pretty damn good, too. There's some honey glazed something. Anyway, who else? But you better not disagree. Oh, you better not disagree with anything the governing body says, anything that the people inside the organization say. If it comes across that stage, you better agree with it, even if it's not true. That's why I have such a problem with a guy who just left the NBA to be a full-time Jehovah's Witness. No problem with him personally. I just know how they're going to do it. I know how they're going to spin it. They're going to say, this man, left millions of dollars on the table so he can serve Jehovah. So what excuse do you have? You're only leaving about 30 or 40 grand on the table to serve Jehovah. But that 30 or 40 grand could put your family in a position to whereas they can be comfortable and live this life. You know what I mean? Because everybody keeps saying, oh, the Great Tribulation is right around the corner. Armageddon is right around the corner. Armageddon been around the corner my entire life. And basically, if I spent my life, instead of waiting for Armageddon to come, if I spent it working and making money and making myself okay, at this point right now, I could be so successful that I could quit what I'm doing and go full-time to the Jehovah's Witness ministry. If I would have did it when I started young. At the age I'm at right now, if I would have focused on building a career and making myself enough money and having enough of a situation to where I was financially able to quit working entirely and just basically do full-time Jehovah Witness stuff, I'd be able to do it. But instead, they told me not to go to college. They told me not to finish high school, but I was like, I think I'm going to finish high school. But if I would have ignored all the stuff I was being told to do, all the stuff the strong Jehovah Witnesses was doing, I would be in a position right now to quit my job and go full-time to the ministry and help as many people as possible. But no, they didn't tell me that. They told me the end is right around the corner. And they've been telling me that all my life. I don't know how many corners it is. I'm starting to think there's a circle and there's no corners at all. This earth is definitely a sphere and not a square or a cube. You know what I mean? So whatever circle it is that they're trying to get me to go around, or whatever corner it is that the Armageddon is supposed to be right around, I haven't seen it yet. I'm still waiting. I'm patiently waiting, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to keep waiting, but until then, yeah, that. Who else? Who do we have? Who do you have? The truth. Yeah, I already talked about the truth. Instead of the truth, organization of lies. That's a better fit. How about pioneering? Okay, let's look at that. Anthony Fleet, thank you. Anthony Fleet, thank you. Pioneering. Now, when you're a pioneer, that usually means like you're the first person in a certain area. Like the people who pioneered a newfound land and nobody had ever seen or whatever, right? When you're out as far as Jehovah's Witnessing, you're out pioneering, it sounds good, but you're not telling anybody anything they haven't heard before. And chances are you're out there counting time, and it's more important for you to count time than it is for you to actually bring in people into the organization. Now, I've said this before. The best way to bring people into the organization, especially from my experience, is to befriend them. Have a good friendship with them, talk to them, go hang out with them, and then they'll see you and they'll wonder what you're into and why you're so passionate about it, and they'll be more curious as to joining. But going to people's house every day, knocking on doors or standing by some cart for hours on end, that does not work. They know they're a smart organization. If you can call a Jehovah's Witness dumb all you want, but the organization, they're very intelligent. Oh, they know exactly what they're doing. It's not about bringing in new recruits. They have something to bring in new recruits. It's called childbirth. As long as their members are messing with other faithful members, they're going to have a new child, and their Jehovah's Witnesses is going to have a new person to bring into the organization. And when they're old enough, hopefully, if they're brainwashed enough, they'll become new members who donating and giving their money and their time and everything else to the governing body. So they don't really need field service and cart work like that. That's done to keep you busy and keep you mentally brainwashed. Because if you weren't so busy, you'd have more time to think about the crap you'd have to do. And that would be a problem for them, because people wake up when you get to think. When you can sit down and back away from life and actually sit down and focus on yourself and what you've been doing and how your time is being spent, oh, you start looking and thinking about stuff, and you start using that old dangerous logic, and next thing you know, you're out the organization. So they can't have that. You know better. Mother society. I don't know if I heard of mother society before, but I'm not, it probably exists. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Faithful and discreet slave. Tanisha Prince. That right there triggers me every time. Because let's just think about that. Do you know anybody who wants to be a slave? Anybody. There's the faithful and discreet slave. I'm a black person, if you haven't noticed. This is not a tan. This is actually how I look. I was born this way. And a lot of people that look like me, especially in the country I live in, which is the United States of America, we had to go through something called slavery, okay? So it extra pisses me off when I think about how they still like to classify certain members as slaves and how slavery is okay in the Bible, I'm not okay with that. It still triggers me, the faithful and discreet slave. Nobody wants to be a slave. Nobody wants to be a lamb or a sheep. You know what I'm saying? oh, he has this goat-like personality. I didn't want to be a goat, but as long as I can think for myself, if that means if thinking for yourself and being able to stand on your own too makes you a goat, then bad, or whatever sound a goat makes. I'll be a goat. I can't be somebody else's goat. I'd rather be a lion or the wolf, even better. Oh, I love wolves. They're way better than sheep. They feed sheep. I mean, sheep feed them. Anyway, let me see. Courting, yes. When two people like each other, they're courting each other. Oh my God. Who uses this lame language? Like, oh, I like her. We go together. that's the language I'm used to using. When there was a girl I liked and we were dating, we went together. Even though that makes no sense either. Just to say, oh yes, we're courting. I've never used that term in my life, and I still hate it to this day. Oh my God. Barbara Justice, good to hear from you too. I'm glad you're tuned in. I got 34 people in here. What's up, everybody? 34 people watching me eat bread and drop bombs on the JWs. Courting sounds sterile AF. Facts. Come on, man. I would hate if I was like out with a girl one day and she ran into somebody and she was like, hi, oh man, it's been so long. I haven't seen you in so long. Hi, this is my friend Jay. We're courting each other. I'd end the relationship right there. Okay. All right, first off, I don't like nothing about court, especially the word. If we dating, we date. I'm definitely ain't courting with you at all. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Hey, Tanisha Price. Tanisha Price, how are you? Things are great. Holla at your guap. Having a trained conscience. Oh, my God. My conscience could not be trained. My conscience is wild. I have a wild conscience. You know what I mean? Like, I would find stuff funny that would probably incredibly inappropriate. I'd find it funny as hell. Like one day when the old sister at my hall was headed back, snoring like a mug, I found that hilarious. It was distracting the meeting. There was certain people that was kind of mad. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever witnessed in my life. But according to them, it's me not having a trained conscience and not being respectful of God's organization. That's what the elder I was telling you about in the video not too long ago. This elder hated me because I found everything funny and nothing bothered my conscience. Like, I mean, that's not true. Sometimes stuff did bother my conscience. Like, I felt bad. And it was mostly due to the JW brainwashing I suffered from a very young age. But not a lot of things did, you know. Most stuff I just was able to get over and get past pretty quickly, you know. Nothing was really out there just like making me angry or making me just like, oh God, I'm so bad. I just felt like what I was doing, like my life, the way I was living, that Jehovah made an accident and he like put me, a worldly person, inside of a Jehovah Witness family. That's what I felt. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to live my life. I'm going to die anyway. So I'm just live the best life I can. When they say come back to Jehovah. Exactly. Robert. Oh my God. Yes. Come back to Jehovah. Because this is the thing. If you were to ever say, I want to leave the organization. I don't want to be any part of this organization, but I'm still going to serve Jehovah. I'm still going to go out of field service. I'm still going to study the Bible. I'm still going to listen and do everything. I still believe in Jehovah. I still believe he's watching over me. They will still disfellowship you and call you an apostate and everything else in the book. Even though you specifically say, I'm not leaving Jehovah. I'm just leaving this organization because I don't believe in this organization. They'll say, okay, well, you don't believe in Jehovah. Really? That's not how that works. See, that's the thing. They have always taken the place of Jehovah. They say Jehovah, but they mean the governing body. And they'll prove it. Like, you can do something that's in the Bible. The Bible could say this is the okay thing to do. This is the all right thing to do. And they will tell you no. We don't like it, so boom, you can't do it. Like the fact that they have rules that they've made up, punishable with disfellowshipping, reproval, or loss of privileges, rules they made up that are not in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Where they operate outside of the Bible. Now, I don't know anybody who had the ability to do that other than probably like Jesus or some apostles, you know, like Noah, somebody like, of course, these people technically, like, of course, I don't believe them, but these people had the ability to call forth plagues and they could make things happen, you know what I mean? Outside of what Jehovah, I guess it was in line with what Jehovah wanted them to do technically, but they still were able to make them choices to, you know, better the position that Jehovah was in. But I don't think he gave that job to anybody else. He definitely wouldn't have given it to any Jehovah's Witnesses, especially when they have a freaking pyramid in the shape of the Eye of Horus in Denmark. You know what I mean? Like, it's just certain things about this organization that when you look at it and you really think about it logically, it just doesn't ring true at all. It's not true. It's simply not true. No parts of it. And all it takes is you just to sit down and, like my people at my people JT and Lady C always say, if you sit down and you think critically about it, you get all the answers you need. And anything that can't stand up to logic and reasoning, you need to think twice about it. There's a bunch of things out here that'll lead you down the wrong path. And if you are like me, you're giving a gift as far as the ability to think about something and the ability for it to make sense or not. You know, I can come up to anybody right now and say, hey, if you give me $50, I'll take you to where a unicorn sits. You want to see a unicorn? Give me $50. I'll take you to go see one. You have the ability to say, okay, one, I've never had any evidence of a unicorn ever existing. Two, why would I need to give you money in order? If it's something that's that incredible, I'd see it one time and then I'll pay you to see it. So why would you charge me to see it the first time? You know what I mean? Like, these are logical questions that you ask and that you should ask. You're not told to ignore any of the questions that pop up in your mind. Only when it comes to JW stuff. That's the only time. Any other time, yes, I'm going to question that. If I get a receipt and I bought two things, but the receipt says I owe them $1,000, wait a second. Oh, I got questions. I got hella questions. This doesn't make sense to me logically. Why am I being charged $1,000 for these two insole foot feet things I got? You know what I'm saying? Insoles shouldn't be $500 a piece. Why are you charging me this much money? This is how logic works. Logic is put there to protect you from anything. If somebody tell you, hi, this is my pet lion, you can touch him, he don't bite. That's a lion. I know lions bite. They bite pretty hard and they eat other animals. And technically I'm a human, they'll eat me if they could. Logic keeps you from getting bitten and eaten by that lion. Logic is given to you to protect you. That's what it's there for. So any organization, any religion, anybody that's out there telling you to ignore reason and ignore logic and ignore the questions you have in your head, that should be all the reason you need to get out of there. Get out of that mess. You know what I mean? It's very simple. Anyway, I'm going off into a rant. What y'all got? What you saying? What you saying? Here's another one. Give your valuable things and first fruits. I don't have that many valuable things. But the Jehovah's Witnesses is one of them. They didn't care what it was. They say the lady who was only able to give a little bit gave the most because she was only able to give a little bit. And she gave all she had. They really pounded that scripture. I wonder why. What else you got? Storing up treasures in heaven. Okay, first off, I didn't know heaven had a banking system up there or any type of security guards. You know what I mean? Now, last time I seen Jesus, according to the JWs, he was up there with a bow and arrow and he was going to apparently take out the army. I don't know about that, brother. I haven't seen a bow and arrow pierce Teflon yet. So how, if you up there protecting my valuable things with a bow and arrow, I'm sorry, I don't find that to be a good place to store my valuable things. Like seriously, if I had a bank, right, and I had $300,000 and it was like, we'll protect your money, and then a guy just sits up there with a bow and arrow and like some sunglasses looking around like, okay, where y'all at? I wouldn't trust him to protect my money, bro. Or my valuable things. I know, I'm being silly, sorry. No, ignore me, I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. Come to fruition, like speak properly. Come to fruition, just just speak properly. Oh my God, I don't speak properly. I'm not good with words. I'm good with talking. I'm not so good with reading. I hate reading. Oh my God, I hate it. Leave it with Jay. Exactamo. Leave your valuable things with me. Eventually, some crackhead will steal them, but I have them for a little while. I can guarantee a crackhead won't steal your valuable things for at least the first 2 days. What about fleshly brothers and sisters? I've heard this term used, Kushana Rodriguez, the fleshly brothers and sisters. I want to talk to my spiritual brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Because those spiritual brothers and sisters, their love comes with a bunch of conditions. You got to read small print when it comes to their love. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, we love you. We'll always be there for you. You need somebody to help you move. We'll come through. We'll pick you up from the airport and everything, as long as you don't get disfellowshipped or say anything that's negative about the governing body. That's that spiritual brother and sister for you, though. It comes with hellified small print that you need to read. What about weak ones? They don't take the truth seriously. Really? At least they turned up. Facts. And that's another thing. When it comes to like the preaching work, everybody in the world is worthy of being destroyed, right? Unless they're studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. Then they have a way. They may not be one of the bad ones because they're studying with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Really? That's all it takes to open you up, is maybe it's just being able to fool. What if all your life you've been told that the Jehovah's Witnesses was a crazy cult? Now, it's not like Jehovah's going to come down and tell you any different. There's going to be some people to come around and they're going to be nice. And you're like, oh, wow, all my life I've been told you're a crazy cult. They're like, no, we're not a crazy cult. Oh, so y'all don't hide child molesters and nothing like that? No, we don't do that. No. Yes, they do. They're just going to tell you they don't. Chances are they may not know because they keep all the information away from their members, but trust me, they're not that great. And oh my God, they really they sit like on a high chair, like they really think they're high and mighty, but oh my God, they have so many problems. I remember when I was one, I had a ton of problems myself, but now I don't, because I'm gone. Life is so much better. You know what I mean? Anyway, what else you got? Barbara had a good one. What did Barbara say? I don't see it. You hear my daughter? She's trying to sing up in there. Hey, Blake, close that door behind you. Hey, big guy. Thank you. Yeah, that was my daughter up in there attempting to sing. She got on her headphones, so even if I said, Zoe, stop that singing, she'd kept going. That house. My mother-in-law, when I asked those questions, asking a JW questions, you can ask them a couple questions, but remember, they have a brainwashing security system inside of their mind. It ain't just them. It's pretty much in everybody. When they hear something that's negative or could challenge their belief system, they shut down. Oh no, I don't want to hear anything else you got to say, brother. I'm shutting you down. I'm shutting you off. I'm thinking about something else. I'm not going to pay attention to you. I'm going to only think of my response to whatever you're saying, and I'm not going to take in anything that you're trying to tell me, because that would wake them up. And you can't have any good brainwashing without a security system. You need a security system to keep the people brainwashed, or they'd wake up. Can't have that. You know what I mean? This is with anything. There's certain things that people believe, and probably even yourself, even me, definitely. I know that there are things that I'm brainwashed to believe. I know there are. And the worst part about it is I don't know what it is exactly. Only thing I can do to protect myself is be open to anything. Always be open to something being wrong. You know? Any and everything. It's hard to do. You think it's not hard to do, but it is. Like me, I think the world is round. I think it's a sphere. I don't think it's flat. And nothing could change my mind. But I've also never been to outer space. I've never seen it personally with my own two eyes from like that distance. I mean, there's other evidence, but it could be wrong. That's how I live my life. I live my life from the stance I could be wrong. And until I get evidence proving otherwise, I'll just stand on by what I believe in, you know? Information that God exists. I could be wrong. I haven't gotten any. And if you've gotten some, if you've got like I choose not to believe. I don't think so. Bring it to me. Show it to me. Change my mind. I would love to hear from you. So anyway, I agree with you. I agree with you too. Fire training, they were being honest. I don't know if that intelligent life other than Earth. Yes. Just off the sheer mass of the universe, there has to be some other intelligent life out there. Now, do they have spaceships and will they come here? I don't know. But I believe that there's other life out there. And I also believe that if there is other life out there, there's a pretty good chance that they can't leave their planet the same way we can't leave our planet. Because for life to exist, especially planetary, the life has to come from that planet. You know what I mean? Like, if I were a god, right? And I wanted to create life on the sun, right? I can't use any properties from Earth to create life on the sun because the conditions of the sun is too harsh. I'd have to use properties of the sun to create life on the sun. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't take anything from Earth or Venus or any other planet to create life on the sun because it's too hot and too intense. The same thing with most planets. I can't take anything from Earth and put it on Mars and expect it to survive because things on Earth need things that Earth provides to survive. You know what I mean? So as far as there being intelligent life out there, yes, maybe there is, but I don't know if the conditions of our planet would be suitable for them. The same way, I don't know if their planet would be suitable for us. You know what I mean? Like, just because you find another planet and it's inhabited with life, that doesn't mean we can live on that planet. You know what I mean? Because if their oxygen is something other than H2O, it will be unbreathable for us and we couldn't survive there, you know? So yeah, I do believe that there's other life out there because of the sheer mass of the universe. It's just too much space for us to be the only intelligent creatures in all of the galaxy. I just don't believe that at all. I had 3 Pimo elders call me this week on separate times. Crazy. They are so out, but have too much to lose. Yo, that's real right there. That should be all the information you need as far as the Jehovah Witnesses anyway. If you can't leave cut clean without any problems, then that organization is a cult and you need to have nothing to do with it. Anything that keeps you locked in, you shouldn't have anything to do with it because according to the Bible preaches freedom of choice, freedom to do whatever you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the big parts of the Bible, even though it also preaches slavery, the Bible has parts in it where it talks about freedom, you know, people having free thought and things like that, you know. Now, I personally, once again, don't believe in the Bible, but I do believe in freedom. And anything that restricts your freedom, you should not have anything to do with, especially if you're black. We've been slaves before. Anything that questions my freedom, I need to get away from that. But yes. Jehovah knows. Jehovah provides. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Jehovah to provide several things, Like the fact that the governing body gets to move around and do all of these horrible things unchecked by God himself. That should be enough to make you question God. It's enough to make me question. If you are able to do any and everything you want to a group of people, destroy them completely, take all their resources, make sure that they're never happy, and make sure that any opportunity they have for success is taken away from them and given to you, God, if I were God, I'd come in and kick them all in the nuts. That's what I would do. I say, nah, you're not going to use my name to do these horrible atrocities. I would do that personally. So that kind of gives me, I don't think God exists. I don't. And if I believe that the only thing that I do believe in, that I could believe in, and there may be a species out there who have the ability to build things the same way that God, like could build things, that a God, quote unquote, would build things. Because we're kind of built like a machine. If there's a alien, if there's some alien species out there who can build things the way we can build things as far as cars and stuff like that, but they could build it with like biological properties, like blood, flesh, bone, stuff like that, then yes, I can get behind that. I can believe that. That's something that I find believable. But at the same time, I wouldn't call them a god. I just call them somebody with the ability to build things, But yeah, I forgot why I was even talking about that because I got distracted by my phone. What else you got? What y'all talking about? Jay, I am deaf and former JW. Have you met any deaf? Do you know any American Sign Language? I do know somebody who's deaf, but they taught me all the curse words. Like I know this means like F you, right? Like or this. Like I know all the cuss words, but I don't know any. I don't know any. Why am I talking? If you're deaf, you probably don't. Oh my God! If you're deaf, that means I just probably cuss you out and you don't even hear the words. I'm sorry. How do you? I know this is thank you, and this is F you. I don't know if you. Oh my God! He gonna think I'm cussing him out because he can't hear the words I'm saying unless you got the little things at the bottom and you can read what I'm saying. Please have those captions up because I'm not trying to cuss you out. I'm just trying to tell you about all the curse words my deaf friend I used to have taught me. He didn't teach me any good words, just all cuss words because that's all I wanted to know. Anyway, it's funny, Jay. Last week my husband got into the union as a member, and they told him that he's being rated as a member, and we got talking about comparing it to Watchtower. Oh, he got reinstated. Well, congratulations, fam. Oh, that's a trigger word, though, that reinstatement thing. If I need a blood transfusion when I was a kid, my parents would have refused it, and I would have died. Where is the freedom in that? Denying me the chance to grow up and make my own decision. Exactly. There is no freedom in that. If somebody takes a child and takes away their option to make a choice to live, that is absolutely not freedom. That is the wrong thing to do all the time. That is the denial. That's murder to me, if you ask me. Anytime the ability to live is taken away from somebody, that's murder. That's what that is. If you have a child who is not of age to protect himself or make decisions that he would probably be happy he made going forward. I'm sure a 6-year-old that says, no, I'm going to refuse blood and die. If he was a 32-year-old, he'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of happy that I didn't refuse blood and I got the transfusion and now I'm alive. You know what I mean? That's murder to me. But hopefully the courts see it the same way. I hope they do. Anyway, poor deaf there, put up on the huge screen, dear of them. The organization is a straight-up business under the disguise of a religion. You look at the structure of it all. That is the truth. Absolutely, it's a business. At every part, at every level, it is a business. There is nothing about it that's religion. You know what I mean? They have a product that they push out. They say they don't sell it. Of course, they can't sell it because that would be a business. But they show ask for donations for it. and they keep their people and they give donations. That's the thing. That's the lick that they do it. Instead of asking for donations, or instead of just asking for money, they ask for donations. Boom. Now they got money. Oh, Jeremiah L, man, with the $5 super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Oh, man, I got a super chat. Man, Jeremiah, man, appreciate it, bro, with the $5 super chat, man. Come through. Narcissism ruins lives. I couldn't agree with you more, brother. These men have given themselves the title of God. If that's not the most narcissistic thing in the world, I don't know what is. The moment you look at yourself and say, yo, you need to worship me. Now, of course, they're going to say, no, worship Jehovah. But when you hijack the title of Jehovah and you tell people to, give me the donations. Like, for example, I think John C. just brought this up on his channel. Lloyd Evans brought it up on his channel. If there was an accident, right? Let's say there's a hurricane in Florida or something like that, and they need donations. If you can't give donations directly to the Kingdom Hall that's affected or directly to the Jehovah Witnesses that's affected. You have to give them to the organization, and the organization will determine how much to lend out to the people wherever they're at. You know what I mean? Just think about that for a second. You cannot give money directly to people. They tell you don't do that. Give it to us. We'll tell them. We'll figure out how much money they get. That opens the door for them to make a bunch of money during certain hard struggles, bad events, weather-wise, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that, they're going to ask for the donations, and the donations will come in. And when they come in, they'll only give what they see is fit. Usually just enough to fix any broken Kingdom Halls. You know what I mean? They're not out there really helping families like that unless they're Jehovah Witnesses. They definitely ain't helping anybody who's not. And this is supposed to be a charitable organization. I got to question that a little bit. But anyway, Jeremiah L, appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. All right. Who else we got? I feel crappy. I let mine get baptized at 12 and 16. Don't feel too bad. Nobody inside the organization makes good decisions. You're trained to make bad decisions. You're pushed and guided to make the worst decisions of your life. Literally, they say instead of being inflamed in lust, get married. That is a horrible decision to make. A horrible decision, especially when the repercussion is you cannot get a divorce. Are you kidding me? Don't get mad. If your kids got baptized at a young age, hopefully you're in a position to where you can get them out of there or train them better, because once you get older, once you realize what the organization actually is, you don't have to take any of that stuff serious. It's a bunch of crap. The organization is crap. Everything they preach and talk about is crap. Nothing's bad going to happen to you. You're good. So don't feel too bad. Okay, Angie? You're good. They do push. Now I've got grandchildren at those ages. Yes, they do. Nothing charitable about Watchtower. Oh, man. Lee Tripping with the $1, bro. Come through. I appreciate it, man. Thank you with the $1 super chat. Oh, man, I'm getting some money today. I'm up to $6, baby. I'm going to take my wife out to dinner. But Lee Trippy, man. Lee Trippy second. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you, man. I really do. Thanks, Jay. I'm having a little cry. Oh, baby girl, don't cry. Don't even cry. It's all good. Your kids, you got kids. That's something that you could be happy about, Very proud of that. Especially if you're in a position now to be awakened, you can give them a really, really good life. Just remember, focus on yourself, focus on your finances, and make sure you're in the best position possible to make your family great, you know? The Jehovah's Witnesses rob you of that stuff. But as long as you're woke now, oh man, your future is so bright. It's so bright. You know what I mean? When you wake up and you don't, oh my God, you don't have that stuff on your shoulder. You don't have all that mess on your back. Yo, it's the best. I have 2 kids, and they don't have to go to meetings. They don't have to worry about whether or not they're good enough or not. They don't have to worry about Jehovah coming and destroying them or any of that crap. They good. I went through that for years and years and years. I don't have to worry about that no more, you know? So be happy with that. Be happy. Be happy. Definitely. I'm gonna wear shades too, man. I'm gonna wear the cheap ones. They work just as good. My JW in-laws tried so hard to convert me to get my husband to become a JW again, and I always shut them down, but they never gave up. Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses, they're persistent if they're nothing else. They are incredibly persistent, irritatingly persistent. But, I mean, it's their life goal, you know? Once you become a Jehovah's Witness, that's it. Like, that's your goal in life, is to be the best Jehovah's Witness you can be. So, I just keep ignoring it. If you want them to stop, just start pointing out stuff that the governing body is doing wrong. Oh, they'll stop pretty soon. Sending love your way, Angie. Oh, yeah. Send her some love. Everybody send Angie some love because I don't know her personally, but I can tell that she's a good one. She is a good one. I just got a feeling. And those 2 kids, she's a good one. Show Angie some love. How'd it go, Jay? What up, Jared? What's poppin', broski? How you feeling, man? For sure. Hardcore JWs won't stop until they pass, unless they wake up. Man, that's a fact. And I know people who even when they died, they left a will to give to the governing body. So even in death, they was still locked in mentally. It's sad. It's sad. One of the most sad things I see as far as Jehovah's Witnesses is whenever elderly people just say oh, I've been a Jehovah's Witness for 60-something years. God, that rips me up. Just, the time, energy, and money that they've wasted. They've wasted their life away. And, oh, God. I almost, at that point, I don't even want them to wake up. Just live your fantasy out. Enjoy the Matrix. It's all good, bro. Did all that, Jay. It's really difficult because it puts a strain on our relationship. They will bug me about anything with the religion, but they won't mention anything to my husband. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up. Look up articles, print them out, and show them to them whenever they start that mess, because I'm with that action all day. If you want to go back and forth with me about logic and the Jehovah's Witnesses, oh, trust me, we're gonna be talking for a while. It's gonna be a couple hours that we getting it in. I love those conversations. Bring it up to me anytime. I'll be with it. But as far as you, just say keep bringing it up. Any and every time they want to talk to you about it, point out everything that's wrong with it. You know what I mean? In Europe, the Bethel of Greece is on sale. What? They're selling their Bethel? Is that a thing? Well, I guess we did it here, so that makes sense. The largest assembly hall of Denmark in Sekeborg, that's definitely not the right way to say that, has been sold. More and more kingdom halls are being sold. Yeah, that's been going around a lot lately. Apparently, Jehovah's Witnesses need some money. Paying almost $25,000 a day because they don't want to turn over that list. It's costing them a couple dollars. So, yeah, they're going to be a lot more selling going on. I'm telling you, the Great Tribulation for the Jehovah's Witnesses is right around the corner. And that entails the governing body saying that, hey, the Great Tribulation has started. Cut off all contact with us. And y'all prepare for the end of the world, Armageddon. And they're going to ride off into the sunset and you'll never hear about them again. That's how the Jehovah's Witness organization is going to come to an end. Mark my words. Have you ever heard about conventions being canceled? I just heard about 2 being canceled in New York, I want to say. It's the first time I've ever heard about something like that. And it's due to money. They didn't want to pay the money to do it. I say, what? That was worth millions. Like, what do you mean you don't have the money to do it? What's really going on? Wow. That's the Denmark Hall. That's the Eye of Horus. Really? The one that they're selling that one? Who the hell would buy that? One word that I used to laugh at. Masturbation referring to as self-abuse. Oh, man. But to abuse yourself. That's a funny one, too. That's actually pretty funny. Bonjour, they're friends. Okay, Layman Phil, I hope you subscribe to the channel. I love Friends. I've never been there. I want to go. I usually watch a lot of movies about Paris and how romantic it is. I would love to take my wife there. Maybe if I get enough super chats, I'll take my wife there. My mother's still trying to get kids in. The kids know what's up. Yeah, and mother ain't gonna stop. I tell you that right now. Mothers, oh my God. I know my mother personally. She tries to say stuff to my kids. My sister does it too. But for the most part, they know what's up. They know I don't want anything to do with it. They stopped that. Had to go back and read your comments. Angie stepped out for a minute. Also send love your way. Okay, yeah, send love to Angie, man. That's the homie. Big ups from ATL. What's poppin', Nelson Sills? How you doing? I love Atlanta. Atlanta's so nice. One of my sisters stay out there, and she's a JW. She's married to an elder. Anyway. What else? What we got here? What else we got? There's so many comments. I be talking so long now I miss a lot of them. There is more and more voluntary withdrawals in Poland, France, England, Holland, and Denmark. The watchtower goes very badly and more badly. Times play against the watchtower, and its end is inescapable. That's a fact. I'm telling you, I know how it's going to end. They're going to say it's a great tribulation, and they're going to end it like that. Mark my words. I want y'all to come back to me when it happens. I called it. I was the first one to call it. You got to come visit and do some worldly stuff. Let's do it, bro. I know where all them clubs at over there on Peach Street. We can get into some worldly stuff in Atlanta. I know what it is, broski. The Bible is really a European version of the accounts of ancient Kemet. I heard about that. I heard about Kemet. I never really looked it up, but a lot of the pro-black like websites and stuff, like I love Brother Pro-Light and some other people like that, even though they say some crazy stuff sometimes. I look into the Kemet stuff sometimes. Don't believe in it, but I look into it sometimes. Hey, Jay, screw governing bodies. They are making their living from donations. Am I right? Yes, you're right. You're at 1,000% right. They're making their living, their future, everything for generations to come off the backs of the Jehovah Witnesses. They get these donations, man. They are living it up. You don't get that much money. It's a reason that their wealth is not open amongst its members, because they don't want you to know. And any organization that's not open with something as quote unquote worthless as money, they tell you to quit your job in a minute because money's not that important. Then why aren't you letting people know about your finances? Money's not that important. Who cares if you made $1 billion last quarter? Because you know better. You know money is important. And if we did find out you made $1 billion and I'm out here struggling, I just quit my job and whatnot for your ministry, oh, we have a big problem then. You know what I mean? So yeah, they making their living on donations. You are absolutely 1,000% right. Privileges. Oh, yes. Thank you, Patricia. Privileges. The word privileges in the Jehovah Witness organization, it means the task you've been assigned that nobody else wants to do, okay? It's not a privilege to hold mics. It's not a privilege to clean toilets. It's not a privilege to clean assembly halls or kingdom halls at all. Not a privilege, never been a privilege, and the word privilege is the worst way to describe it. Use the real word, okay? Jay is one of a kind. Love him. Oh, I love you too, Edgy. I hope you're having a good day, man. I hope you're having a great day. Big up for Jay. Thank you, Churchman 195. Appreciate it. What happened to your plans to make a short film comedy about the JWs? Okay, so I want to make a show called PMOs. All right. Problem is, I need a bunch of actors and actresses. I need time to do it. And I need locations to film it. Now, I'm in Chicago. So all my people in Chicago, if you're watching this, reach out to me. My email is jthecomedian1@gmail.com. Reach out to me if you would be able to do this. Now, I'm still going to make it, but there's a certain process I need to go through to do it. And it's going to happen, though. It's going to absolutely happen. And I think it's going to change everything. It's going to be a comedy show based on the Jehovah Witnesses, and it's going to be called PMO, physically in, mentally out. And yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it, because today is Saturday and I got some free time. I think I'm going to look into it today. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. I'm going to wrap it up right now. I hope all y'all are having a great day. Y'all want to see my dog? I got a dog. Hold on. Come here. I got to catch her because she's fast. Here's my dog. Her name's Shakur. She's a little bit of a pit bull, and she don't like looking in the camera, but she's a cute one. Look at it. Look at her. Look at her. She likes to throw up in the middle of the night when I'm trying to sleep. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? And sometimes she have creamy poop that's hard to pick up out of my backyard. Mwah. Ain't that right? Good girl. Who's your good girl? Yeah, she don't like being held for some reason. But anyway, with that said, I hope all of y'all have an amazing day. And I am going to start my show. It's called PMO. And I just got to start filming it. And I got to come up with a script and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's coming up soon. Yes, it's your boy, Jay the Comedian. Have an amazing day. Holla Chiguala. Deuces.